What is next for CBS? Does this put CBS essentially in play to be an acquisition target?
Well, first off, I think what is most next for CBS is getting their house in order. And so I think, my guess is, number one, they need a real CEO. They need a full-time, permanent CEO. I don't believe that'll be Joe Iannello. I think Iannello is far too connected to Moonves and far too much of, quote-unquote, the old guard at this company. And I think there's going to be a new day and a full break between old and new. You saw the board is totally transformed as of yesterday evening. And I think a new CEO and a new strategy is first order of business.
Okay, so that's a great first place to start. But as you recruit for that position, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a great programmer, which goodness knows Les Moonves is a great programmer, or are you looking for a deal guy who can actually take account of what's happened and consider possible strategic alignments, as they say?
I think you're probably looking for someone with a strong strategic sense. I mean, I think, look, programming or not, Les is probably one of the best programmers that's ever lived in the business, but even he couldn't program CBS to rating success anymore. I mean, eyeballs are simply shifting away from linear television, and what CBS needs more than anything else is greater scale. I think the key point when you say in play, theoretically CBS is in play, but I keep two things in mind. One, there's really no obvious buyers for CBS outside of Viacom. I mean, when you think through it, the tech companies are replacing the entertainment companies, not buying them. If you think about wireless, Verizon seems to have no interest in this category. AT&T already made their bet. And most of the other large media companies that, you and I know, those companies wouldn't be able to because they already own a TV network. And so CBS would be a very challenging purchase regulatory-wise. And so there are not a lot of obvious buyers for CBS. Plus, and then this is probably the more important point, while National Amusements will consider any sale, I don't think National Amusements has any desire to sell CBS. And so I think the most likely scenario is that either CBS or Viacom proposes to each other over the course of the next 12 months, and the two companies merge. National can't propose it, but either company can on their own.
Well, that takes us over to Viacom, actually, that you do have a buy rating on, and I'm curious about why that is. Again, is that because you think it's a candidate for being sold to somebody, or do you really think CBS, merging with CBS, would save Viacom?
I don't know about save. I think there are, look, the whole industry has challenges, right? I mean, whether or not Disney buys Fox or Discovery buys Scripps, that doesn't fix the problem. I mean, it would be great if any of these media companies was diversifying or thinking out of the box and buying companies like Twitter or Spotify and really trying to alter their future, heck, buying video game companies. But, doubling down on your own troubled business is not going to save anybody in this sector. I think that being said, scale will help. I think especially as you think about the cost savings and revenue synergies and even just balance sheet strength, as you think about trying to retain contracts like the NFL at CBS, scale is really important. So I don't think it fixes either company, but I do think that scale would help. I think, more generally, I think there's probably more potential buyers of Viacom than there are of CBS, especially when you think about how undervalued and underperforming Paramount has been over the last few years. But that's beside the point. I think the most logical transaction over the course of the next 12 months is a merger between Viacom and CBS, and Moonves was just dead set against it.